divide your population into two parts. First part is called labor force. Next part is called out of labor force. Out of labor force means this part of population is not available for economic activity. I have divided your population into two parts, labor force, out of labor force. Out of labor force means not available for economic activity, maybe student, maybe pensioners, maybe working wife, like housewives who are working at home. So they are not available for economic activity. In labor force, divide it into two parts. One part is called workforce. Next part is called unemployed. Is this chart clear? Okay. Is this chart clear? Any doubt in this chart? I have not explained it, but it is clear. Now, if next time someone will ask you what do you mean by unemployed? Unemployed means that proportion of the population or that proportion of the labor force who are ready to do the job but are not getting the job. So first thing that you have to understand is this unemployed proportion comes from labor force. It does not comes from population. Okay? This unemployed will not be considered as a part of population. They will be considered as a part of labor force. Okay? When I am talking about unemployed, I will take it from the labor force, not out of the labor force. This part I will outrightly reject, because if someone is not available for economic activity, they should not be considered when I am calculating unemployment. Unemployment should be based only on the labor force. Okay? Can I rub it? Have you written it down? Okay. Now, if I am asking you what is rate of unemployment, you will say number of people who are unemployed divided by labor force. This formula is very important. Don't take population in denominator, not population. First thing, it is very important. Number of unemployed divided by labor force. Out of labor force means they are not available for economic activity. Rani, see, there are India's population is around 120 crore. Now all the people are not available for work. Suppose if a person is 6 year old, then he cannot work. Someone is 87 years old, he cannot work. Someone is working as housewife. So if a female is working as housewife, she is not willing to go out and work. So this kind of people are out of labor force, who are not available for economic activity. So your economy cannot use them, because suppose if you have decided to become a housewife, you are not going to go out and work. So you are not available for economic activity. If a child is 6 year old, he cannot work. So he is out of labor force. If a person is 87 year old, he is too old to work. He cannot work. So this kind of people are out of labor force, right? They cannot work. Is it clear, Rani? Those people who are not available for economic activity. Okay. Now we will see what are the types of unemployment. types. First is frictional unemployment. Frictional. Okay. Now what is frictional unemployment? Frictional unemployment is when you are searching for job but not getting it. Okay. Let me explain it. Frictional unemployment means employers are looking to hire more people, but they are not able to hire immediately. You are looking for a job, but you are not able to get it. Just keep it that simple. Now don't bring qualification, pay, anything into it. Simply remember, you are searching but you are not getting the job. Employer is looking for people or to hire people, but they are not able to hire. Why this is called frictional? Because this is temporary in nature. When will this situation arise when you are searching but you are not getting it? This situation arises when there is information asymmetry. What do I mean by information asymmetry? By information asymmetry, I mean that you may not have the proper information about where, in which company job is available, and employer may not have the proper information that who is ready to work. So this is temporary in nature, because suppose if you, for example, take job change. Suppose if you are looking for a job change, so you have currently left the job, within some time you will find another job. But in between this period of when you left one company and you are joining another company, you are actively looking for a job. Okay, so there is no scenario where there is a skill mismatch or you are not getting pay. Just simply understand the population or the percentage of population who are looking for job but currently they do not have the job are considered as frictional unemployment. It is for some moment that because of information asymmetry, since you do not know the employer do not know you, you are looking for job but you are not getting it. So it is temporary in nature and it exists in every economy. Okay? Information asymmetry. Is this clear what is frictional unemployment? Okay, even if there is any doubt, just hold on to it. Let me complete all the type of unemployment and then it will be cleared. Okay? Okay. Then your second type of unemployment is structural unemployment. Structural unemployment. Now, it means skill mismatch. Now, when I say skill mismatch, it means your skill does not match with the skill required for the job. Okay? So, when your skill does not match with the skill that is required for the job, then when we take all those person whose skill does not match with the skill required for that job, then we call it structural unemployment. Is the meaning clear? When your skill does not match with the skill that is required for the job, then it is called structural unemployment. Okay? So, this is a problem for policymaker. When there is structural unemployment, this is a problem for policymakers. Problem for policymakers. Why this is a problem for policymaker? It is a problem for policymakers because if your skill is not matching the job if your skill is not matching the skill that is required for the job, you will remain unemployed forever, or you will have to work at very low price, very low wage. So if your skill is not upgraded, you will stay unemployed for a longer period of time. If your skill is not upgraded, then you will stay unemployed for a longer period of time. So this is a problem for the economy. Whenever they faces a situation say for a particular aeronautical industry, now if it has moved to automation or artificial intelligence or something else, and as a result of this people are getting laid off from the job because their skill is not matching the upgraded skill that is required, then this is a problem for the government, or this is a problem for the policy makers. Because if you are getting unemployed because your skill is not matching the job, then you are going to stay unemployed for a longer period of time. So at this time it is necessary that government takes steps to give you skill. Okay, imparting skill is necessary in this stage. Imparting skills, because if you are not imparted with skill, then you will remain unemployed for a longer period of time. So this is the meaning of structural unemployment, when there is unemployment because skill of the labor force does not match with the skill that is required for the job. Okay, is structural clear? Okay. Okay. Cyclical unemployment. Can anybody tell me what are the different stages in business cycle? What are the different situation through which we go in business cycle? So name them. You have to name it. Recession, depression, boom. One more. What will happen when you move from depression to boom? What do we call that? Recovery. Very good. So we have seen that this is the situation of business cycle. Now when you are at boom, then your hiring is more. When you are at depression, your hiring is less. So as a result of this, there will be some part of the population that will face cyclical unemployment. When there is boom, then there will be more people who are hired. In depression, there will be some layoff. So this business cycle is evident and it will happen. Business cycle keeps on going. So because of this cycle, when your economy is at this stage, employment rate will be high. When economy is at this stage, employment rate will be low. Right? So this is something that will happen. So when people get unemployed because of the business cycle, then it is called cyclical unemployment. Okay? When people get unemployed because of the business cycle, then it is called cyclical unemployment. Clear? Okay. Should this be a problem? Should this be a problem for the policymakers? Should this be a problem? No, this should not be. Why this should be a problem? Because business cycle is evident. We have seen from our last class that business cycle will occur. You cannot avoid, or you cannot take steps that business cycle do not occur. You cannot avoid this situation. There will be cases when you will move from boom to depression and depression to boom. So since this cycle is evident, this unemployment is also evident and it will be there. So steps cannot be taken to remove cyclical unemployment, because until and unless you remove business cycle, you cannot remove this unemployment. Okay? Is it clear?